Perfect. Greetings, esteemed guests, and a warm welcome to our COP online event, Digitalising Sustainability, DGIx Pan-African Innovators Journey. My name is Maida Hernandez, and I'm an advisor for Green and Digital in Africa at the GIZ, and your host for the session today. Your participation in this conversation is very much appreciated, as we are transcending borders to explore the role of digital innovation in shaping a sustainable future. Our session will focus on key themes: digital transformation, green transition, climate action, innovation, youth, and female empowerment, moving beyond theoretical discussions to spotlight practical efforts supporting local innovators in Africa who are addressing climate priorities. In the next, I would say now 57 minutes, we'll delve into the faces and voices behind innovative ideas, featuring an exclusive celebration of 10 digital innovations selected from over 440 as part of the Digital and Green Innovation Accelerator Program, DGIx. You can already see these faces here now, I think in the background, but you will have to be a little bit more patient with me as you will meet the most of them in the second part of our session. Adding depth to our dialogue, we're honored to host distinguished speakers from the European Union, represented by Acting Head of Unit for Science, Technology and Innovation and Digitalization at the Directorate General for International Partnerships, Miguel Exposito at the EU, and the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, represented by the Head of the Unit of Digitalization, Noemi Bürkel. They will enlighten us with the political perspectives on digital green transition and highlight their collaborative efforts, ensuring an inclusive, equal, and twin transition. Without further delay, I extend a warm welcome to our distinguished speakers from the EU and BMZ, and I give the floor to Miguel Exposito, who will guide us through insights from the EU in its collaborative initiatives for a digitally empowered and environmentally conscious future. Miguel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maida, and a warm welcome from cold and rainy Brussels, but I'm sure that this session will keep us all warm and engaged. It's a great pleasure to be here today with strong attendance from different parts of the world, particularly from Africa and Europe. As you all know, digital technologies, if used in the right way, can be a positive force for climate action and for harnessing a green economy. The EU has been systematically looking at the links between digitalization and the environment in a comprehensive and inclusive manner, harnessing digital tools to reach environmental and climate goals we have set in our Green Deal strategy. Putting people at the center, empowering individuals, promoting and defending key rights are central in the way we promote digital transformation, while at the same time minimizing its impact on the environment. Concretely, as an example of action, I can mention digital connectivity and data infrastructures that are the backbone of digital transformation and a priority for the EU, and also tackle the digital divide. Our aim is to foster the development in a responsible manner, emphasizing the promotion of greener infrastructures, adhering to the highest possible standards for minimizing energy consumption, and contributing to climate change mitigation. How do we plan to achieve this? The Global Gateway is our main tool in doing so, which fosters green digital transition in our partner countries. Stepping up the role of innovation and the importance of the private sector, both in Europe and partner countries, as enabler and role model is particularly important in the transition towards digital and sustainable economy. Recognizing the access to finance is a primary challenge for African green and inclusive digital startups. We have dedicated one of our key work streams to address this issue. Specifically, we are committed to supporting digital, green, clean technologies and innovation by leveraging our financial tools through the European Fund for Sustainable Development. Considering the global nature of the challenges related to digital and green and the ambitious targets we set for the Global Gateway, what we need is a collaborative effort in a Team Europe approach. In this context, together with several European colleagues, I'm pleased that we are joining forces in a true Team Europe spirit in our new action on digital and green innovation, where we will focus particularly on women and youth. Here we build on the success of the Smart Development Fund SDF program. In the past, with the Smart Development Fund, we scaled up digital solutions in support to the COVID response. Now, the Smart Development Fund will help identify and scaling up digital solutions for the green transition. Today, we are diving into tangible impact of our initiatives. We'll gain insights directly from innovators across Africa immersed in a virtual bootcamp. The 10 contestants were shortlisted from a pool of over 400 applicants from across Africa. They showcase the many ways in which emerging digital technologies, spatial and big data, just to name a few, can be harnessed to address pivotal environmental issues such as one, leveraging spatial technologies for communities' preparedness and capacity building in the face of increasing disaster risk, using blockchain for traceability in the agri-food sector, and third, enabling access to clean water and reduce water losses through machine learning algorithms. I'm generally impressed by the diversity of this first cohort in the competition. I look forward to the presentation of their business plan and the upcoming pitch event that will be taking place in Kigali on 30 and 31st January of next year. These remarkable individuals embody the spirit of addressing climate challenges head-on, armed with groundbreaking digital solutions. I'm eager to absorb the ideas and experiences as they navigate the daily realities of climate change. What sets them apart is not just their resilience, but their ability to view these challenges as opportunities. They're not merely adapting, they're pioneers developing innovative digital solutions to combat environmental issues. Their work is a vital step forward towards building a more sustainable and resilient future for all of us. So let's listen closely and draw inspiration from these change makers who are shaping a brighter, greener tomorrow for global community. Many thanks, and back and over to you, Maida.
Thanks, Miguel, for these really warm words. I hope, I'm sure that they were also great to hear for, our cohort of our top 10 people here, who will be speaking in a moment as well. So I think that was great. Thank you. I would now like to extend a warm welcome and kindly invite the head of the Digitalization Division at the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, quite the tongue twister, Noemi Burke, to speak. We are curious to hear the perspectives of the ministry on the topics of just, digital, and green transition. Noemi, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Maida, and thank you, Miguel, for your welcoming remarks. Also to give you a sense of where I am, I'm surrounded by snow and it's -6 degrees. So climate change is in all our minds, though today maybe a bit differently. I got really inspired by your words. I'm also looking very much forward to hearing the pitches, the pioneers, and the change maker solutions in a minute. So let me not be too long, because my welcoming words should not take too long either. Good morning to everyone joining online. First of all, I would like to thank the European Commission and the GIZ for organizing the side event, and also virtually, so that we can attend, because otherwise I think not all of us could have gone to Dubai. At COP, the intersection of a just transition and climate goals and technological advancements, they are receiving more attention every year, and rightfully so. Digital transformation is often viewed as separate from sustainability, but the two are inseparable. In the context of our activities at EU level, we speak of the twin transition of digital and green. Just prior to COP, the World Bank, with the support of Germany, has launched its flagship report, Catalyzing the Green Digital Transformation, to inform global knowledge and action on twin transition. I wanted to mention this because the report shows a green digital transformation can contribute to accelerate our progress on the Paris Agreement, if we manage to sustainably close the digital divide. Talking about digital innovation today, we first need to address the other side of the twin transition. Digital technologies have a concrete impact on our environment throughout the life cycle. Beginning with the sourcing of critical raw materials to e-waste, this also affects the energy consumption of devices or data processing. The carbon footprint from digital consumption alone is on the verge of surpassing that of air travel. That's what we always say, because it's very clear to grasp for everyday life. But it needs to be cut in half by 2030 to meet our climate targets. How to achieve that? This is what we're looking forward to your examples later on, the game-changing solutions that we're all looking for. It is imperative that we shape digital transformation within planetary boundaries. We believe that we need to join forces to tackle the enormous challenge posed by the climate crisis by discussing solutions, sharing best practices, and defining common approaches. Team Europe, that Miguel has also mentioned just now, is a vital alliance to advance the twin transition of digital and green in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Our focus within the European Working Group, Digital and Green, is how digital innovations can significantly impact sectors such as mobility, circularity, or agriculture. For example, artificial intelligence aids in agricultural disease detection and satellite data analysis for efficient planning. I think you've also alluded to the agricultural sector just a minute ago. Yeah. BMZ's investment of 15 million euros mainstreaming twin transition within the digital portfolio have yielded successful pilots across sectors such as agriculture, energy, and biodiversity, informing further action. To unleash the potential that digital innovations offer to local climate challenges and enable the transformative shifts needed, it is crucial to identify and scale the most impactful digital solutions. How to measure what is most impactful was discussed within another COP side event of the European Commission last week. What we have learned from implementation of our digital and green pilots is that supporting local innovation ecosystems through accelerators and incubators is crucial for entrepreneurship addressing climate challenges. Under the umbrella of the joint initiative Twin Transition, with further members of the working group, we are designing a joint action by Team Europe with a focus on digital green innovation, which will also address an enabling environment through financing and regulatory support. Hence, they can help to address important gaps in scaling innovative local ideas for global challenges, and like this, help to close the implementation gap in progress on the Paris Agreement. So see, we have also really, really big goals, and we are looking forward to your help in achieving them. This transition depends on persons on the ground who show how local innovation can meet local climate challenges. This is why I look forward to listening to the innovative ideas that are already being implemented now and will be presented in this session. Together, through collaboration and innovation, we can navigate the twin transition in a human-centered way and build a sustainable future for all. Thank you to all of you for your engagement, and back to you, Maida.
Thank you, Noemi and Miguel, for your time. We highly appreciate your inputs, and I believe that your insights have really added some depth to our discussion. And I also really believe, looking at our innovations, I'm sure everybody else here in the room agrees, that they fit very well to the EU and BMZ aims, actually. Yeah, building on this momentum of these profound words, let's shift to explore the Digital and Green Innovation Accelerator Program, DGIx. Both the EU and the BMZ have been instrumental in supporting this initiative. And in the upcoming discussion, we'll take a closer look at the goals, milestones, and impact of the DGIx, highlighting the collaborative efforts that underpin the drive for digital innovation and sustainability. But before we do this, I would like to give you some background information on the DGIx. Could I ask the COP team to please show the slides? Ah, perfect. Wow, that went so quickly. Yeah, thank you so much. So the Digital and Green Innovation Accelerator, what is it all about? Please switch to the next slide. DGIx is a program by the Smart Development Fund and the WFP Innovation Accelerator, and is powered by the Deutsche Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit, GIZ, and the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, in the European Union, as we just heard. With the DGIx, we are ultimately actually trying to find answers to the following question. How can we most effectively support scalable digital solutions with a focus on achieving SDG 13 climate action? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. to strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related hazards and natural disasters in low and middle-income countries. Does that sound complicated? Well, please go to the next slide. I'll delve deeper into it. Perfect, thanks. Let's take a deeper look at what this actually means for our program. We're very fortunate to be able to work with the WFP Acceleration Program on DGIx, and we can build on their experience. In our current Africa cohort, it's past the sourcing phase, as you can see right here, and we are now in the middle of the DGIx bootcamp, prepping ourselves for our big pitch event taking place in Kigali at the end of January, as you've already heard as well. But I will speak more about that in a moment. What we are most excited about right now is actually, and I think the teams are as well, for the projects to be implemented and to be growing with us in 2024. Please go to the next slide. And because we love a good video, I would actually like to show you, or at least I do, a small summary of what has been going on. Please go ahead and play the video. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, it took us a while. We actually discussed about our little icon with the phone for a while. I think it's always nice to see it play out in a video like this. So yeah, as you just saw, I think I've mentioned these numbers a couple of times. We're quite proud of the 444 applications and this nice number which we received, and the 10 teams which are here today. Next slide, please. But before I introduce you to the boot campers, please let me open the invitation to you to our grand pitch event taking place in Kigali on January 31st. If you'd like to join us, contact us, on any of the channels, I don't know, LinkedIn, or I think my profile is also on the website here, or the WFP Accelerator, or us through the Smart Development Fund. Please go ahead and reach out. We would love to see you there. Next slide. Yeah, and that is actually it from my side as of the background information. Now the moment that I feel everybody has been waiting for the most is to meet our innovators. And now that you've heard the background information, I would like to introduce you to Emmanuel Noah. He's the CEO of Ben and the project representative at hand here today for Keva. And of Konomeli, data visualization IT coordinator representing Residat. What sets these solutions apart is only their cutting-edge digital tools, but also their commitment to participatory approach, which we find really cool, ensuring that local communities play a pivotal role in shaping these solutions. And adopting this approach is not just a choice, it's really a necessity for sustainable climate solutions, is what we actually believe and stand for. And now let's hear directly from the innovators. Here we already have Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel, tell us a little bit about your insights about Keva. I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, thank you, Maida, for the warm introduction. So, hello everyone. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm the CEO of Ben, which is a land rights firm located in Ghana that specializes in leveraging blockchain technology to safeguard land rights investments over the Earth's natural capital. So, as a company, we believe that the art of facilitating these investments into the Earth's natural capital while safeguarding the rights and livelihoods of the local custodians is one of the most critical needs of our time. So this has defined our work at Ben for the last 6 years, and we've been dedicated to providing ecosystem level solutions for securing Africa's natural and agricultural assets, currently valued beyond 14 trillion. So to address this, we developed Keva as a blockchain-enabled web and SMS platform that enables nature credit investors, project developers, and local communities to manage and share project land rights data on a global scale. So last year, we worked with the FCDO and our client, Oko Forest, to validate our concept covering over 3,000 hectares of
Oh, we had a small cut.
like earlier, is to work with the WFP in integrating our solutions into the WFP's portfolio. So we acknowledge that sustainable solutions require collective buy-in and shared responsibility. So with Keva, we do this by working with the communities, the land custodians, traditional authorities, and government agencies that are involved within the land and forest management sector. Also, a participatory approach is key to making fair and equitable climate investment. This is true because it's commonplace to hear about all the investment that comes into the continent, but how much of it impacts the local community members is a big question. So in our investigations, we realized that FPIC, which is free, prior, and informed consent, was hardly carried out within the communities where these investments are placing. They were usually done as oral agreements. So what we do is that we work with our land rights partners to digitally capture the community and smallholder consent for these nature capital projects at various stages in the investment process. So we do this through SMS-led polls. So we take this data, combine it with land ownership data, and then share it with all the stakeholders within the process. And deep dives into similar pilots have shown that digitizing records increases investor confidence, but it also has shown that digitizing records partially leads to local community outcomes, and an increase in their outcomes. So this is because they are left out of the investment process. So these learnings are what have defined Keva, and we are excited to see how we can work with the DGIx team in pushing Keva further to protect nature-based investments and scaling our impacts within local communities we work in. So thank you, an excellent question.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Yeah, that was super insightful. I really love how you're really focusing on the people at hand there, which is very important. Now, Kono, I would love to hear a little bit more about what Residat has to say in this regard. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I don't know if we'll be able to return in the end. We'll see how the time is, because I would actually love to hear from Residat. But all right, thank you anyways to both of you, to Keva and Residat, and we'll see if we can return to your interventions. And after learning about, oh, there, Kono?
Yes.
Is that you? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, please take it away.
Okay. Good day to everyone. My name is Kono Meli, and I participate as a data visualist expert in the Residat project, which is a project that aims in mapping and distilling climate risk data, which uses drone technology and big data by local vulnerable communities, so that will be presented to local vulnerable communities so that they can prevent and adapt to the climate change. To achieve this, we have implemented participatory approach, which is a community. Since we have noticed that most already have a traditional method of detecting climate changes, like we have some grandmothers that get up in the morning and see snow on leaves and say you went the whole day. But these are traditional methods are not precise. And our scientific precise data have to be adapted to your understanding so that when the data will be given to them, they'll have a better way and their local way of understanding it. And we also build a trust in our solution. Like they'll be trustworthy to use our solution, and you also participate in the aim was participating. Equally, we have a strong engagement with stakeholders like local governors, who are the first responders to this climatic crisis. Through our solution, we are able to collaborate with them to strengthen their emergency and consistency plan for crisis events. Building solution over time, building solution over the last 2 years have equally been a learning journey for us. We have worked with climate refugees in the North Cameroon, farmers, and western plants of Cameroon. And yet, one big lesson that stands out is that we have noticed that a good solution is the one that the people trust and they participate. That's why this solution has to be adapted, or our solution is aimed to adapt to their way of understanding, so letting them participate so that we can create a better solution, a human-centric solution for the people and prevent all the climate crisis that will enable them to adapt to prevent this climate crisis. And with that, we are shaping a participatory data generating to driven communities, climate adaptations, and resilience. Thanks to all.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And it's great to have you back. I mean, it's of course always a bit of a hassle to have so many people on here, and sometimes things don't work out. But thank you. I'm glad that we were able to get both of your insights. After learning about some of our digital green innovators and how they're adapting participatory approaches to involve local communities, we now turn our attention to a more nuanced discussion, notably the pivotal role of women in leading climate action. Our next innovations, Waterna, represented by CFO Naiwan Mohammed, and Still I Rise, represented by documentation and networking manager Isvenia Viola, bring forth inspiring projects that focus specifically on empowering women in the digital green action. Let's seamlessly transition into this vital conversation by inviting Waterna and Still I Rise to share their insights and learnings in empowering women to become resilient climate actors through digital tools. Isvenia, can I ask you to go first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Hope you are all good and well. Actually, increasing the number of productive resources available to women can boost food security and agriculture output while lowering carbon dioxide emissions. Equal access to productive resources would increase farm yields for women smallholders by 20 to 100% and end of hunger for around 100 to 150 million people. Raising agriculture yields can lessen the incentive to clear more forests, which will cut down on emissions. Greater transparency regarding the impact of climate change is linked to women in leadership roles in the workplace. Information about the carbon emissions is positively correlated with higher percentage of women on business boards. Effective coordinated action against climate change will need a re-evaluation of how we create and measure economic value. Increasing investments in the care sector is a smart way to stimulate economies and bring attention back to the welfare of society at large without adding to emissions. Empowering women means better climate solutions. This boost is productivity not only improve the total agriculture output by 200% to 400%, but it can also help reduce world hunger by 12 to 17% according to the UN. Empowering women in agriculture can also have a positive impact on climate adaptation. Thank you so much for your listening.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I think now I mixed you guys up a little bit, but sorry. Isvenia, can I ask you to go next? But this was great.
Oh,
Thanks.
sure. So sorry, I thought that you are talking about, so sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's all good.
Thank
you so much. This was great.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Isvenia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maida. Okay, thank you, Maida. Good morning, everyone. My name is Isvenia, and I'm representing the Still Arise. The Still Arise project is joint undertaken by South Africa and any Irish NGO in the digital solution provided online. We aim to support the existing group of women entrepreneurs in Kenya and Mozambique to invest in climate adaptive business. IVE Online platform provides a digital ID and wallet for unbanked communities. These digital tools enable groups entrepreneurs to manage their money, plan their investment, and access digital-enabled loans to financial institutions in a way that is secure and reliable. The platforms requires only one device per group. We use this facilitator approach to equip women-led social enterprise groups with a digital financial management and market linkage tools that enable them to manage their savings, invest in market-driven and climate adaptive practices. Our approach is based on a deck that if you give a man a smartphone, he watches Premier League. But if you give a woman a smartphone, all the other women in her community gain access to the information. Women's roles is green action must be one of leadership. When it comes to taking decision to address the climate crisis, it should be the people who the most affected to take. Women are generally the most affected in climate change and climate crisis. They are very poor, they have poor access to information and unfortunately are last included in this decision-making process. Women are uniquely suited call out and address the social inequality that are driving the climate crisis. They are also more able to create solutions that benefit everyone and fundamentally transform the destructive and extractive practices that are leading us down the road to climate and environmental crisis. The climate crisis is itself a symptom of social inequality and exploitation. Our response needs to go far beyond human empowerment to take a full transformation of the extractive economic system that continue to expand this crisis and create a new human-led framework for development. If we want to respond to the climate crisis at the global scale, it must be human-led. That's why we try to combine the digital solution IVE Online to empowerment women. Thank you, Maida. Over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. This has really been great to get these insights. In the same line of discussion at the intersection of climate, digitalization, and inclusivity, our next innovators are leading key solutions for the challenges faced by local farmers. Noemi had already mentioned it. Farmers are also a very big, focal area for the GIZ and the BMZ and the EU, of course. Recognizing that not everybody may have the same level of digital familiarity. Of course, let's delve into this crucial dialogue with Vida. Unfortunately, I believe we still have Victor missing, but we'll jump to Agrosphere and the Partnerships and Strategy Manager there. Yamilia Karimova, and your unique and approach in bridging the digital divide, ensuring that digital green solutions reach and benefit everyone. Yamilia, please take it away.
Thank you,
Tell us
Maida.
a little bit more.
Thank you, Maida. Hello, everyone. My name is Yamilia, and I'm representing Agrosphere. Agrosphere is an agri-tech startup with operations in Benin, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and Senegal. One of the main challenges in West Africa, as you know, is the lack of transparency in agri-value chains and limited access to markets for smallholder farmers. For this reason, we offer a comprehensive suite of products and services tailored to digitize and streamline various aspects of agricultural operations. Our all-inclusive digital toolkit encompasses an end-to-end traceability platform, crop management tools, farmer education on sustainable practices, and the newly launched marketplace. Thus, we aim to digitize the entire value chain, spanning from production activities to logistics and manufacturing processes. Through our digital services, we enhance transparency in both direct and indirect value chains, ensuring sustainability and empowering smallholder farmers. As of now, Agrosphere has made significant efforts in realizing its proof of concept, with current reach extending to more than 30,000 smallholder farmers across 4 countries, and we currently work with more than 9 commodities. Taking into account the wide range of features offered by Agrosphere, it's crucial for us to ensure the accessibility of our services to all actors using our platform, and in particular, smallholder farmers. For this reason, Agrosphere aims to address the digital divide and digital literacy issues through different means, starting from the cost-effective and accessible product design of our platform to inclusive farmer education and digital training. First and foremost, Agrosphere provides end-to-end traceability through a QR code embedded system. This technology is simply to implement and widely accessible, requiring less investment in terms of technology and expertise. We are convinced that even if the small-scale producers are not the direct users of our traceability system, they must fully comprehend the technology and its contribution and benefits in their operations. We organize familiarization sessions with digital agents where farmers are assisted in becoming proficient with digital tools and guided through the exploration and understanding of our platform features. At the same time, for our sustainable farmer education and crop management services, we work in close collaboration with local NGOs, and we provide hybrid courses on sustainable farming. We provide a user-friendly mobile application and also use accessible tools such as WhatsApp to spread videos with audio tracks, crop management advice in local languages, combining it with in-person training in the field. And finally, and I think most importantly, taking into account the digital divide level in our countries, with only 10% of farmers having access to the internet and the cost it requires, we are planning to install the physical points AgroStore, which will expand the reach of our digital platform to farmers who have limited access to internet and digital tools. That will ensure more cost-effective and accessible digitalization of value chains, contributing to sustainable agriculture in our region. Thank you. Over to you, Maida.
Perfect. Thank you, Jamilia. Yeah, this was great. And I'm really glad that we have, 2 farmer-facing projects this time as well. So in our previous exchanges with our innovators, we got to learn about the power of digital green innovations in ensuring a just and fair twin transition. And that leaves no one behind. But with that power comes great responsibility, as you may know. But our next innovators, we will actually explore the ethical considerations surrounding the use of technology for climate action, specifically related to data use and protection. Hesotech, represented by project engineer Emeline Clarice Isère, and YASA Aerial Data Solutions, represented by CEO Tadala Makulini, are using cutting-edge technologies, collecting data, to mitigate climate risks. Let's engage in a conversation with them to understand their approaches in navigating the delicate balance between harnessing data for climate change and protecting individual data rights, which I think is a very, thin layer there. Emeline, please go ahead. I can see you're on the screen already. Take it away.
Thank you. Our project focuses on automatically optical monitoring of landslides and floods for yearly warning systems. This initiative is especially critical for Rwanda, where approximately 40% of land is susceptible to these disasters. Each year, these disasters take a significant heavy toll on communities and infrastructure. Our system provides historical data of images and weather data, which enable to analyze past events, identify trends, and provide decision support related to disaster risk reduction, land use, and strategic planning. We want to establish Rwanda as a benchmark and strive to expand our innovative solutions to the whole of Africa and even beyond. Our approach to balancing the use of data and the protection of individual data rights are, we hide our web-based data by using a certificate to access the data. This means that our website cannot be seen in a browser. Every private person who has a certificate must sign a commitment to respect privacy. We do not tend to collect personal data, but If this happens, before transferring images, we pixel out personally identifiable information. We value transparency. During our projects, we involve local people by explaining to them how the system works and why we collect images. We do not take images of of households, and we do not take video recordings. The images are only taken 2 or 3 times a day. Among other ethical considerations of digital transformations, we consider data security by implementing most recent technology for IT security, and the data are transferred to the server via VPN. Transparency and user consent by training stakeholders and the local community on the functionality and the results of the system. Accessibility and inclusion by offering a user-friendly browser-based graphical user interface. Environmental impact by using solar panel where possible and the system hardware which lasts over many years, and the equipment can be purchased in Rwanda and serviced by Rwandans. We ensure compliance with government data protection laws and regulations, and ensure ethical standards of data use by cross-communication with Rwandan authorities. Thank you. Over to you, Maida.
Perfect. Thank you, Emmeline. I really love how much you guys are thinking about the privacy rights at Tesotech. Yeah, and over to Tadala now. Please tell us a little bit of what the drones are up to these days in Malawi. Oh, Tadala, we can't hear you. Let's give this another try. Yeah, perfect.
All right. So I'm Tadala Makuluni. I'm representing Nyasa Area Data Solutions as the CEO. So what we do at Nyasa Solution is we pioneer a transformative geographical information system technology. So that integrates the use of real-time monitoring from drones, satellite images, data analytics, as well as nature-based solutions. So our idea is trying to solve the difference between the data that is there. So in Malawi, for instance, there is a gap between the data that is there for climate change. So what we're doing is we want to try to solve that by providing real data to stakeholders as well as communities. So because of doing that, because we're dealing with drones taking images, we're taking also videos. What we do is we consider the ethics around different communities. So when we go to a community to take drone imageries, for instance, what we do is we meet the local leaders and try to explain to them what we're doing and why we're doing it and how that can help them in different ways. So after also taking the images, what we do is we sit with the communities as well and we show them, for instance, the recent cyclone Freddy that happened. So we helped to map out 176 hectares of land in Mulanje. So we sat down also with the community leaders and we show them the images, and we also explained to them the importance of what we were doing with them. So these are the things that we also consider, the ethical consideration. And also even though we take drone images with GPS coordinates with them, we do not take names of people, and we do not, even though we can take that, we do not share that such information with everyone. And another thing that's crucial when dealing with such data sets is digital inclusion, because we're dealing with marginalized communities. So what we do is when we reach in a community, if there is a primary school or a secondary school, we meet with individuals, we explain what GIS is all about, what drones can do to just spark in them a hunger for technology and the use of GIS. And another important thing that also we consider is cybersecurity. So we make sure that the only data set that we have is given to the is given to the stakeholders that need it and not everyone else. And we make sure that we keep it safe and secured as much as we can. Thank you very much, Maida.
Amazing, thanks. Yeah, I think you guys showed me again what I feel like is clear in all areas of life, that transport communication is definitely key in order for everybody involved to be happy with what's going on. Yeah, but in these rapid and yet illuminating exchanges, we've got a glimpse of the numerous fields that local innovations navigate, from involving local communities and vulnerable groups to bridging the digital divide and upholding ethical and considerations. Our innovators have showcased resilience and entrepreneurial challenges, and I'm really amazed at what they've showed us today on access to finance, hiring, and capacity building. As we conclude today's dialogue with our final two innovators, the Source Plus, represented by Executive Director Bronson Aaron Ogwa, and Mtaka, represented by co-founder and COO Prima Facie Mutua, let's center our reflections on a pivotal question. What needs to change to ensure faster growth and greater impact of local innovations in Africa? Bronson, please tell us.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible enough. So yeah, as Africa grows with this need a change of technology, and it's quite imperative that we change our current climate financing models to increase financial support for local Africa innovators and startups working in climate solution. This can be in form of grants, subsidies, low interest loans, so as to encourage the development and implementation of sustainable technologies within the continent, that's Africa. Our call of action today is that climate change knows no boundary, whether in Asia, Africa, South America, North America, Australia, you're affected by climate change. And for us as the Source Plus, B teaches us the art of collaboration and resilience. We're not just empowering small-scale farmers, it's one bit at a time, and not just cultivating honey, but you're cultivating prosperity, resilience, and a healthy world. As for this reason, that's why I would like to encourage a continued focus on collaboration globally to engage with diverse stakeholders, including government bodies, NGOs, tech experts, local communities, to build a collective effort towards climate action and sustainability. Thank you. Back to you, Maida.
Thank you, Bronson. Yeah, I definitely hear you. I think that really you really put the words out nicely. How about you, Prima Facie? What needs to be changed in order to ensure faster growth and greater impact in Africa? Please tell us.
Thank you, Maida. So at Mtaka, we are a pioneering social impact recycling venture located in Kisumu, Kenya, on the shores of Lake Victoria, and we are on a mission to revolutionize waste management and recycling to create a cleaner, more sustainable future. We leverage technology, data analytics, and community engagement to build a zero-waste circular economy, and through our application, we make recycling easy and rewarding, inspiring individuals and businesses to become environmental champions. But we're not just about waste, we are about people, and we empower youth and women, supporting waste workers and educating communities, fostering a shared sense of responsibility for our planet. Through our work, we've seen an increase in waste segregation at source by 57%, leading to a 31% increase in the plastic waste we've collected, and we have cumulatively collected over 350 tons of recyclables. We have engaged with over 3,000 community members, trained over 200 waste agents, and have created 30 direct green jobs. Our approach has not only led to environmental benefits, but also generated social and economic value for our community. And in our experience, to ensure faster growth and greater impact of digital local innovations in Africa, particularly focusing on climate action, we need to first engage in the development and deployment of digital innovations directly within local and vulnerable communities. Emphasis should be placed on customization and incorporation of multilingual and on-site support to ensure seamless integration into diverse contexts and demographics. We also need to recognize the pivotal role of robust funding mechanism for both research and development, as well as practical deployment of these innovations. It's imperative to establish facilitative channels that ensure accessible funding for local innovators, with a special emphasis on supporting women actively involved in pioneering digital green initiatives. And lastly, we need to ensure that we focus beyond mere financial backing to encompass critical aspects of partnership and talent acquisition, as these are pressing need and dynamic platforms that need to serve gateways as valuable partnerships and reservoir for skilled talent. Such ecosystems are integral in nurturing a collaborative environment, ensuring efforts are amplified to reach digital innovations in this realm of climate action. And as I conclude, every digital innovation should be a catalyst for positive change, ensuring that no one is left behind in the pursuit of sustainable development. Let's commit to a just transition that not only drives economic growth, but also uplifts community with a particular focus on women who play a pivotal role in achieving a resilient and sustainable future. Thank you, Maida. Back to you.
Thanks. Yeah, I really loved your call to actions that you both had in your pitches. Thank you so much. Yeah, now we've come to the end. As we wrap up, a sincere thank you to our distinguished speakers for sharing your insights. It's really been great. A big thank you to our audience. You've decided to join us today, and we really appreciate that. And also a big thank you to the EU, the BMZ, and also the COP team who helped us make this possible today, specifically also to Noemi and Miguel for the opening sessions. And yeah, to the amazing teams we've heard from today, your contributions are invaluable. Best of luck in the next phase of our Digital Green Innovation Acceleration Program, DGIx. And for our audience, stay tuned for more updates. And as I said earlier, come join us in Kigali. Thank you for your engagement, and let's keep pushing forward. Until next time, take care, and yeah, thank you very much. Stay connected.